a page and delete the page and delete the post. I'm going to show you a couple of things to help enhance your blog posts to make them look a bit cooler. The three things we're going to learn about are how to insert a photo or an image, how to insert a link so people can click through to another page, and how to insert a video. The reason why we might use those things to make our blogs look a bit cooler, to grab people's attention. We might include a video so that we're not actually getting people to click away from our post. We want them to stay on our blog usually, so you can actually play the video in your blog. But sometimes you do want to give someone a bit extra information. If you don't feel like typing out lots of stuff, or you want to refer to something else, you might include a link to another page. And also using a photo just gives a little bit more information, but in a different way. Or you may be writing a story that needs a photo to help illustrate it. Okay, so I'm going to write a post about Adventure Time princesses. We all know that I love Adventure Time, and this is something that most of us know something about, so it should make lots of sense. Okay, I'm going to go over to Posts, Add New. I'm going to call it Princesses of Adventure Time. And I often like to start my blog post with a photo. You don't have to. And sometimes if I don't want to put a photo first, I'll put just a little bit of writing and then a photo, so that when someone comes onto my blog, they see the photo and it catches their attention. It's up the top of the post. If you put lots of writing first, and if it's really engaging, that's great. But if you put lots of writing first, people may not see the photo because it might be further down on the screen. So that's why I like to start with a photo. So to insert a photo, I'm going to click on Add Media, Upload Files. Now this is where we're going to select anything that we'd like to insert. I have organised my folders. I know it's a little bit geeky, but it makes it a million times easier to find what you're blogging about. So I usually have I've got a blog folder, then I have a graphics, images and photo folders. Then in each of those I have a little folder for the images that I want for that specific blog post, and that means it just is faster for me. So I would encourage you guys to do that if you get the chance. I'm going to insert this picture of Princess Bubblegum and Marceline. You can just double click, or you can see down the bottom it says to choose, and then you can see I've inserted them before because this is my second time round of trying this out. Anyway, when it finished loading, that's when you can insert it. So now it's ready, and I will only insert this one with the tick. If I hit the minus button, there's nothing for it to insert. You'll notice that everything disappeared here. When I click it, it brings all the information back up about the image. So it's got a title. You don't need to change that. You don't have to put a caption in. You can. It doesn't matter either way. Then you're going to tab or scroll all the way down till you get to this part here, and you want to make sure that the photo is a decent size so that when the person comes to your blog, they can see it and it makes a decent impact. So some of your blogs are fairly narrow, and that will mean that your pictures can't be as wide as other blog templates that people use. So you can just play around with it. I'm going to put it in at 560 pixels wide because that's a fairly big size without taking up too much of the screen. So I'll click that and click Insert into Post, and then you'll see it come up here. There it is. And if you can see, look really carefully, there's something flashing here. That's just my cursor, and it's giant because it's as if the font is as big as this. Don't worry that you can't see the top of the picture. It's just hiding underneath here for now. So I've put my photo in, and we'll have a look at it actually. There they are. And there's my caption that I chose to include. So you can see the cursor is flashing. I'm going to hit return and hit return again. Oops. And then you'll see that underneath, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. Oops, that's my phone going. Okay, you'll see that the cursor is now under here ready to write. So I might start by saying this is a blog post about my favourite princesses from Adventure Time. I will be talking about the few that I like the best. Now, I've found that there is this Wikia page here. Oops, let me just refresh it. Okay, I have to re-find it. Adventure Time Princesses. Oops. There we go. And it has a list of all the princesses. There's tons of them. So anytime I want to write a really long blog post, I can just going to link to this. Otherwise, it's going to be tons of writing. And also, I don't need to write about every single princess because someone already has. I'm just going to be writing over here about my thoughts of why I like the various princesses. So because I'd like to include this information, or people would be able to get to this information, I'm going to create a link. So we've learned how to put a photo in, and we'll redo that in a second. Now we're going to put a link in. Okay, so what I can do is say something like, here is a Wikia page about all the other princesses if you would like to have a read. Copy that URL, the address, and we can copy by hitting Command C, actually I've highlighted it, and paste Command V, paste it into here. So there you can see there's the link. Now if I click preview, now just go back to the same tab, it's just refreshing it for me. You'll notice that this here is not, you can't click on it. That's because when we're typing in here, Edublog just thinks this is all the same as this. This is just writing. It doesn't know that you want it to be a link. You have to tell it that you want it to be a link. And without having to use any code, we can do it really easily in here. If you look up here, you'll see these two kind of faint grey little images. When you highlight something, those become activated. And that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to highlight this, copy it. It's the same thing as if you'd copied it from the other window or the other tab. Delete it because I don't need it, because it's kind of clunky and looks a little bit messy. And I'm going to make these two words my link, because it makes sense that when I'm talking about Wikia page that I would link to the Wikia page. So I'm going to highlight that, and again these become activated. I'm going to click on this one where it says insert/edit link, and I'm going to delete that and paste my link in. I don't need to put a title because Wikia page is my title. Now you can click on this, which means when someone clicks on the link, it will automatically open it in a new tab, and it means that they don't navigate away from your blog. But you don't have to. Some people like it, some people don't. Add link. Now you can see that this is blue with a little underline. That means it's turned itself into a link. And if we preview, we should see, that this is now a link, and it links people to that Wikia page about all the other princesses, Lumpy Space Princess, Princess, etc. Okay, so we've inserted a link, we've inserted a photo or an image. Now I just wanted to say one thing if you're looking for images. So say I wanted to find an image of Hot Dog Princess. Oops, Princess. And I found some cool ones, but they've ended up being really small, and that ends up being a bit annoying because when you insert it into the blog post, it looks tiny. If you click on Search Tools, Size, and click either medium or large, it means it will only give you searches that are going to be big enough to put in your blog. You don't have to find ones that are only 100 pixels wide. If you click on it, you'll see here it tells you how big it is. So that 720, that's how wide it is across, and 401 is how long it is this way, and the measurement is called pixels. So I like that one. I'm going to save Hot Dog Princess into my little Adventure Time folder, and I'm going to insert that one into my blog. So the cursor is where I want it to be. I like having a bit of a gap in between my writing and the next image. Add media, upload files, select files, Hot Dog Princess, double click, and there it's loading. Okay, tab or scroll down to the size. Now it's got full size, medium, or thumbnail. Now there's no kind of 500 mark, which is what we usually like to use in this size blog. So I'm going to use full size and then show you how to make it smaller if we need to. Insert into post. Okay. So usually it kind of will squish it to make it fit, but maybe I want this a little bit smaller. Let's preview it and see what it looks like. Not too bad actually. But say I wanted it smaller, or I want it in a different spot. When it's in there, if I click on it, if I click this, it will delete it. But if I click this little photo, I can shrink it to a different size if I want it. I can't make it any bigger, which is good, because if we make it bigger than it actually is, it will start making it blurry. But I can make it smaller. I can put it to the left and make the writing come up on the right hand side. I can put it to the right and make the writing come up on the left hand side. So let's put it to the right and make it 80%. And then I click update, otherwise nothing will change. And you can see she's moved over to the right. And if I, oops, this is where it gets really tricky to find your cursor. If I wanted to start some type, I could put it up there, but I actually want to go down below her. Oh, sorry. Actually, no, I don't. I want to put it in here. Sorry. Okay, so we've inserted 2 photos. We've made them smaller. We've inserted a link. Now we want to insert a YouTube video. So over here, I have this clip of the Ice King singing something to his princess monster wife that he's created. And I want to include that in. Now rather than putting a link in, which will take someone away from my blog, I want them just to be able to watch that video on my blog. So all I need to do is to highlight and copy that link, go over to here and paste it in. Now this time we don't need to make it into a link. Edublog knows how to do it. So if we click, actually I'm just going to close this. If we click preview, fingers crossed we should have, oops, there we go. There's the video. And you can see that it just plays right.
Let me show you something special.
Plays right in your blog post. There are other ways of doing it so that it comes up nice and big like this, but we'll work on that next time because I think this video is getting a little bit long. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to publish it. And go and have a look at my post, see how it looks. There we go.